Good morning, Coralyn.
Good morning.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah. So my name is Coralyn Turentine. I am a nonprofit agent. I work with nonprofit organizations in their strategic planning and their marketing and advocate for them to get them going.
And you've been such a blessing to Chosen. Why are you so passionate about the organization?
I am incredibly passionate about Chosen, just based on some of my personal interactions. I knew of a woman who was having a hard time keeping custody of her kids, and one of the primary reasons why she was having such a difficult time was because she did not have a quality support system. So she was fighting for her kids, fighting to find employment, fighting to make sure her utilities could stay on. She was selling her blood just to have a little bit of grocery money. And what was really separating her from her kids at the end of the day was the fact that she couldn't demonstrate that there was anybody who cared about her enough to be there with her and help her go through this parenting process and take care of her children and build them up. That was what was keeping her from her children. And when I think about my own personal life, I have had some really, really tough times. But there was always someone that we could call. Even during the times when we didn't have food on our table, there was someone that we could call that would cook for us. When we couldn't pay our bills, we had a couch to crash on. When we felt like we literally had no resources, there was always at least one person that could get us through the night. And there are a lot of single parents out there who do not have that, and because of that, families are being torn apart. And not because they're bad people, not because they're abusive, not because they're caught up with drugs and all of that, but because they don't have someone standing behind them, and it's just unacceptable. And so I got involved with Chosen because I was tired of seeing families ripped apart, particularly with issues that we can do something about. We can come behind parents and support them and be there for them. This is solvable, and so that's why I got involved and stay involved and continue to support and work with Chosen.
Since you're so involved, could you tell us what your role is at Chosen Ministries?
Yeah, so I work as an advisor, and so I work with the board and with Maria Santiago as executive director, basically in thinking through the strategic planning and thinking through some of the decisions that will help them to strengthen and really be systematic and be innovative and aspire to that level of excellence. It's not something that every nonprofit organization is equipped and prepared to do, but Chosen's mission is so important. This is the foundation of Indianapolis, is those families. And so really being able to invest in the people and build up their knowledge of how to pursue excellence as an organization so that they can better serve their clients and really see that long-term sustainable change.
That's great. So my last question is, what do you think makes Chosen Ministries stand out from other organizations that are like-minded?
Yeah. Actually, the reason why Chosen is unique is why I continue to stay invested, and that's because of that long-term support system. I really do believe that that's what separates Chosen from a lot of other organizations that provide similar services. The fact that you're not just doing the job training, you're not just doing the life skills. There are lots of organizations that do that, but who else is willing to come alongside these families at a really intimate level, right into the middle of their pain, and be vulnerable with them and stand behind them and support them, not just while they're in a workshop, but once the workshops are done and they're trying to continue to build their life, who else is going to stand behind you and be that ongoing support system? And Chosen is providing that. Chosen is not just being a service provider for them, they're really coming alongside them and being long-term family, and that's what's going to allow them to continue to see success. So that's what really makes them different from a lot of the organizations and why I continue to stand behind Chosen.
Thank you so much for your time this morning.